So, welcome to another episode of the Old School Cannabis Project with myself and Smoke Law Rich. And today we are joined by our guest, Strawberry Jerry. Um, I'm not entirely sure what he's going to talk about at this point, but it seems like he's got some interesting points to make. So, as this podcast is an open forum for anybody with something interesting to say within the cannabis community, um, Strawberry Jerry, welcome to the show. And
Hey, thank you.
tell us why you're here and tell us why you're here.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm here to, promote my work at this point. That's the main goal, promote the work and promote good people in the industry and move forward.
Okay, so tell us about your work. How long have you been breeding?
Oh, for a long time, I started out uh, working with the Quebec Seed Bank in Montreal, and the famous Quebec Seed Bank. We started the M30. Well, the owner of Quebec Seed Bank started the M39 beaster cutting that was going around up and down the East Coast forever that everybody was smoking. The outdoor famous freezeland, which is the flagship outdoor strain of Quebec. He also started that. Um, I've been selling seed since 2005 for Quebec Seed Bank. We sell for all the Dutch breeders and some North American breeders, Canadian breeders,
Yeah, it's
and
solid.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, that's solid.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. Yeah,
the
a lot of my breeding work is based on the freezeland strain. I'm one of the only people that has the Canadian freezeland and male female seed form, and that's the old M33 Friesian indica from the Stevie Seed Club. When they shut down, Quebec Seed Bank sort of started preserving that line, and it got like sort of a joke, I guess. It sort of got renamed Friesland in the Quebec scene, and that's what it started.
yeah, no,
To
yeah,
respond. So,
that's fire. So like, you'd say your stuff is pretty based off old school and like pretty different from a lot of the stuff on the market, right?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I just released the original Pineapple Kush BX1. It's the from the Pineapple Kush crew and NorCal. Old Afghani cut. You can see it in the movie How Weed Won the West. And I
Mm-hmm.
preserved that and just released that in seed form. I've released Friesland, all kinds of historical stuff, and it's pretty much what I do. We've got a good collaboration team going right now, and
For
you're gonna see a
sure.
lot, gonna see a lot of work put out from me and my team coming up. So I've done collabs with all the biggest seed breeders in the world. And, you know,
For sure.
How,
my males have created cup winners. Just won the Sevilla Cup in Spain, first place for rosin
oh, nice.
with the
Nah, it's
GTR
fire.
strain that we created there with the GTR strain we created with the aficionado estates. That was yeah,
Nah,
a
yeah,
lot of good work coming out.
it's nah, it sounds pretty fire. So, yeah, looking at your stuff, it's honestly, it has some of it has like you could tell it has that old school roots in it,
Yeah, okay.
and yeah, it's not as like it's really not like your your average garden
Right.
from
Yeah,
yeah.
not to mention, of course, I didn't mention the old Strawberry Fields. Of course, that's
Hmm.
the main star of our show here. But yeah, it's the mother of strawberry cough. Um,
Uh-huh.
that's
Okay.
something we have in our stable. Like I represent the sort of the guy who started that. He's passed away now, but
Oh shit. I didn't know.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of the one carrying on that the tradition of the Vermont strawberry fields. Like I said, is the mother of strawberry cough. So
Mm-hmm. Nah,
yeah,
yeah.
so yeah,
So
there's a
nah,
lot of history in the genetics. So I could go on forever.
for sure. So what have been your thoughts on some of Blue's lines and Old Timer One in general and stuff like that?
I haven't smoked any of it, but I've seen pictures. I mean, it looks legit. All the reports look legit, from what I've seen. It's I've grown Skunk One many times from different companies. And looks, you're looking for the roadkill phenotypes and things like that. You're going to be looking at the Afghani side, of course, of the Skunk cross, and that looks to be what he has from what I can see. So, from
Nice.
the other side of Skunk, is the sativa side. He has a Colombian gold, Acapulco gold, and those phenotypes tend to put out lemon terps. So you can get a lot of skunky. You can get skunk, out of those phenos, but you're going to get taller sativa phenotypes. Gold tinged to them, and they're going to be more lemon dominant. But if you get the roadkill side, you're going to have that's going to come from the Afghani side. So you're going to have shorter, higher yielding plants, which it seems to be. That's from what I've seen, that's what it looks like he has. So
That's that's what I've noted too, is like you could see some of the differences in within his skunks, and also like you start to notice the skunk sprays. The ones that are more skunk spray instead of roadkilly also have that sativa tendency.
right. Yeah, you guys are talking a lot about people that are saying that terp is extinct. I mean, you can find that smell and flavor in land races still from from the Middle East. Just go on
Yeah, man. People
Afghan
just don't
land
want to
race.
do the work.
Go on Afghan land race right now, and and look at a few of their selections. They have some strains that smell like diesel and motor oil, and those are land races. That's where it starts. That's where it comes from, and that comes from not having bees in those areas. Those plants, the stinky, nasty smelling strains, because the pollinators in those areas of the world are flies and things like that. They're attracted to things that smell like rotten meat.
Oh shit.
So the pollinators are flies and things like that. Where countries where you have bees, the pollinators are bees, and they go after things that smell fruity, things like that. So land races in countries that have bees, they have fruitier smelling strains typically. And places that are out in the middle of the desert, their pollinators are different insects, like flies. So that's why you have strains that smell like that come from those areas. So yeah, they exist naturally. So they're not extinct anywhere.
For
It's just like this one breeder that everyone hates. I'm not going to mention his name, but he claims that there was only one strawberry strain. It's like, well, no, came from a landrace, Afghani originally. Confirm this with even the Real Seed Company, Tony from the Real. Talked to him a long time ago, and he can confirm.
I've got a lot of strawberry plants within my little genetic gene pool. So yeah, there's
Yeah, for
definitely
sure.
more than one.
It's not, it's not in.
I see a
one
lot of
guy.
people with strawberry these days, man, with strawberry strains. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's an Afghani terp originally, I guess is what I've been told.
I've heard
I
it's
have
in
a, I have
Mexican too, certain Mexicans.
right. I
But
have a
yeah,
pineapple Afghani. The original Afghani one is like more orange smelling. So the original strawberry fields, that phenotype is from like the Northern Lights side, the NO5. But the strawberry phenotype comes from the Afghani side of that.
yeah.
So yeah, you get strawberry, orange, pineapple, all kinds of different flavors from land races, that still exists. For someone to say that skunk doesn't exist anymore is,
No, for
I don't
sure.
know.
It's like you say, it seems to be present. Similar profiles like the dead carcass and the fuel and the burnt rubber seem to be in the Afghans that
Yeah,
some of the land race pages on Instagram are putting out content from. I can't remember the specific names, and there's
right.
always like little beefs between who's the real account or not. But
Right,
those landrace, the Afghan pages, I see some beautiful, some of the nicest looking outdoor plants I see are from Afghanistan for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah. So that
Hey,
herb definitely isn't extinct. So we all know that.
No.
yeah. Yo, didn't Jerry talking about the flies being the pollinator kind of remind you of that one plant that you said that would attract flies?
Oh no, yeah, I remember the one you're talking about, but like lots of the plants will attract like meat flies. But
Right.
what I was talking about there, Rich, was like there was this one plant, and the only one in the polytunnel out of it, about 60 at that time, and it was just covered by this certain type of little insect, like this, like I guess it was some kind of fly, but the entire plant got covered by it, whereas not any of the other plants had a single one on. I've
Yeah.
seen it similar with spider mites too. I've seen them like massively attracted to this one particular plant, and virtually all the others were either entirely left alone or very few on them, you know. So there's definitely certain plants that would be like dominant attractors. But yeah, it was like a common theme when I first started putting seeds out. People would post their plants for flies on, and similarly, like you say, uh, Jerry, it was the sweeter plants like the strawberry hazes that would attract the bees and wasps.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's cool to notice that.
Oh, definitely, definitely. But yeah, it's always like the carcassy plants that are attracting the flies. I think
Right.
that's putrescine and cadaverine.
Right. So what we were going to originally talk about was, talking about specific people and, their bad things that they do. But I think I wanted to take a different direction with that. And, just kind of
Yeah. Would you let the
not.
people know at least that like we're not crazy when we say this shit about like the Emeralds Triangle and like some of these bigger corporations and stuff
Well,
like
I
that
can
at least?
I can say like most of the cups are bought. I mean, nobody. I mean, there's some cups that are legit, but the majority of the cannabis cups and stuff like that are out there.
It's always been the way. Greenhouse were notorious in Holland for always buying their cups at the High Times events they used to
Oh,
host.
everybody, yeah, that's the most notorious one there. Yeah,
That's crazy.
but it's just that's how it was set up originally for advertising.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
they're not going to let some outside person just come in, some no namer that doesn't have a C company
No.
in Holland, and you know, like I said, we won a Sevilla Cup at the beginning of this year. It's like my strain that I helped create won a cup. I didn't enter the sample. I didn't go to the cup. I have no idea if it's corrupt or not. I have no idea. All I know is one of my strains won an award.
No, yeah.
Still, it's still cool either way, I guess. But
Yeah.
to get
But
recognized. But you at least has to be good to even be in the cup. So
yeah.
but and I just don't want to call out people specifically, individually or anything like that. But there's a lot of Rothschild involvement in this industry, and I've had experiences with them personally, and they've approached me 3 times now and tried to invest in me, basically. And I've turned those people down. And
What do they want you
just
to invest in you to do?
basically, they want to, do a big seed company, things like that. That's the
Uh,
general idea. They want me to, be like the next, like the next cannabis celebrity for them. Uh, you know, do that kind of shit.
Burnham must surely be, it's not, like this is me talking about him now, not you. But like Burnham must surely be, if you're getting approached by people like that, Burnham must surely have been, and that's why he
Right.
wears this little goat necklace because it's Baphomet worship, not really actually anything to do with being the greatest of all time, which he's
Looks
far
like,
from fucking being.
yeah, it looks like that's possibly true. Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like to me. It definitely just goes against my beliefs to work with people like that. And from what I've experienced in my life, I know that this plant is, sacred. And there's been, experiments done on plants and things like that. And we know to this day that plants can, we're all connected. We're connected with plants and animals and things like that. Um, I can't quote the exact study, but there was like all kinds of medical equipment and things like that hooked up to plants by this scientist. He did all these tests to see if plants are, he would he would have like the thought of cutting a plant down and the plants would respond.
Hmm.
And he basically proved that we're all connected in some way. The plants can kind of read his intentions.
Same as water.
Right. So, these people that you could say run the world, print our money, want control of cannabis. They want control of people that have powers with this plant. If
Hmm.
I clearly know what I'm doing, and have a love for the planet, it responds to me, and they want people like that, because what do they say? If how do you become a millionaire in the cannabis industry? Just be a billionaire in the cannabis industry,
Yeah.
So people with bad intentions, no matter how much money you have, they can't coax the plant into thinking they have good intentions.
Exactly.
I've seen this so many times. It's 1,000,000% fact.
Right. So that's why they need people like me and people like you guys and people that have 100% good intentions with the cannabis plant, because we do. It responds to us.
Yeah.
Not
I was just saying to
and of course
Rich.
the genetics that I have. Of course, I have some of them. I've released a lot of it to the public now, but I have and had some of the most rare genetics in the planet, and like freezeland, for example. Before I release that, it's known as the strain that has the highest amount of pinene.
Mm-hmm.
What chemical or terpene or whatever that's what you're looking for, I guess, if you're trying to find a strain that's good for fighting cancer, is a high pinene level. So if I've got the strain with the highest level of pinene known to exist, besides landraces, that's something that people want. So
Yeah.
it's, besides my skill with the plant, I had lots of rare genetics. I've been doing podcasts with, I did the Adam Dunn show in 2015. So,
Yeah.
I was
Nah, yeah.
sort of poised to be their next, their next celebrity or whatever they wanted me to do. So I was invited to a party where there was going to be people there waiting to invest in me. It was a fucking Rothschild party, basically. So
Yeah.
I didn't go.
Yeah, probably would have ended up with a little something in your drink that wasn't
Yeah, who
cannabis.
knows, man? I don't roll with those people, man. I don't,
I reckon Berners ended up with a little something somewhere else as well, because
Oh,
they
he's
say
ended in all sorts
they,
of ways. Trust me, bro.
you don't get past a certain level unless you fucking bend over and touch your fucking ankles, man.
Yeah, probably.
No,
Yeah.
man.
Anybody worshipping Burner, man, I tell you, that guy's done things no man should be doing.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know too much about him, but you know,
I mean, I don't know. I say judge by their creations, and judge by Burner specific creations that he takes pride in, as if he actually like went and bred it
oh,
himself when he
true,
has breeders and shit like that. And
right,
I think
right.
that's one thing that's sad. Everyone knows Burner. I don't know the main head of Cookies breeding, to be honest. I don't know that person's name. I guess they don't want it. I guess they don't fucking give him his respect.
Right. Yeah, I've heard a few names, but I don't know them personally. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe they don't want to be out there. Who knows? But
Right.
the all I know is judging by the plant, bro. I don't know. They fucked up
Well, I
judging
mean,
by the plant.
I did see him on a show recently where he said the best cookies cut is the one that herms. So bring that one back because I miss it.
Yeah,
So
man.
I mean, that just I mean, it's not really a herm. It's a self-pollinating female. It's not a hermaphrodite. Cookies is known to produce bananas, correct?
Yeah.
You usually shoot bananas out, usually early in flowering, and you get some feminized seeds. That's not a hermaphrodite. It's a self-pollinating female. Hermaphrodite has male and female, male and female organs on the same plant.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, but people call it, whatever. I'm being too technical. But
Yeah.
that's what he's talking about. I mean, if I'm to say, should you breed with stuff like that or not? I mean, it's up to the
I'm
person
just
doing
gonna
that.
say, is there any such thing as the best fucking cookies? Full stop. I think it's garbage from start to fucking finish. Fuck off.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the
I've just
worst thing
smoked it.
to happen to cannabis.
Yeah, I've just smoked it a few times. I don't really have. I don't think I've grown it.
You never tried runts or any of the or purple punch when it was going around?
Purple Punch is good. I mean, I haven't. I like the original cut of Purple Punch. There's a lot of BXs out there. I actually didn't think that I was going to like it the first time I tried it. I thought it was going to be like one of those hype strains, but yeah, I tried Purple Punch the first time, and I was really surprised at how good it was. The original cut, not like a BX or anything like that. I think that's where a lot of that particular cut's reputation gets damaged. Is there's a lot of
Yeah.
BX and stuff like that with Purple Punch going around that aren't the real cut. But I have the real cut, and it's
I was just thinking, man, it's what you're saying. It's sad. It's like fucking Bodie's just partnered up with those guys. And it's like you
oh
said,
yeah,
they've come for like somebody's. I think Bodie probably is a good guy. I was going to say perceived as a good guy, but
right.
I think he probably is. I mean, I used to enjoy chatting to Bodie, but that's like the one thing it's kind of annoying. It's like,
It sucks, but what I've learned in life is that as long as if they're giving him money and they're promoting him, and then he's doing good things in return with what he's gaining from them, um, I think it might be okay. Um,
what are they
because
getting out of it though? They must be fucking wanting this genetics for some purpose.
I mean, I guess they're just getting. I guess he legitimizes them in some way because people
Yeah.
respect Bodhi, so they think that they're going to earn respect by working with him.
Hmm.
I guess. Um, so, but I mean, if he's, uh, that's the
I
thing is
wonder if they're
we
just
can.
going to cookify everything he's done. Hit everything with the
I know
cookies.
that's the thing is like we can. There's very few people in like us three right now. Like we care. Like
Hmm.
we're in the seed business and we care and we do the right things. And but there's very few people in the world that actually care. I've come to find. We can say all we want about someone's doing this or doing that, and they're not doing right by the plant. There's almost 0% people that care.
Yeah.
That if they're putting out good music, they're putting out good strains that people like. Um, they just don't care. There's a lot of people that lack morals.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
that's the
people, they're
majority of the
just
world,
ignorant.
unfortunately. You know what I mean? But I've come to learn that it's about what you do. It's not about. I'm not trying to preach to you guys, tell you what to do or anything, but from what I've learned recently, I've had to do a lot of reflecting before doing this show. So I've really had to decide on which direction I want to take this. But people can do bad things and do things that you can consider to be bad. Um, but
I just
For
think
my
you got a
spirit,
duty,
I
not
don't
you
want to get
person.
into like religion or anything, but for my spiritual beliefs and what I've seen, literally with my own eyes, that if you're a bad person in this realm that we're in, there is punishment. There is serious punishment, and I know that for a fact. I'm not going to get into why I know that or how. It's for
I
another day.
agree.
But and I've come to find out that if I tell the cannabis community this person ripped me off, they owe me money, they're not paying me. I have a contract in writing, I have proof. It's unfortunate, but no one cares. Nobody, not a single, really nobody. I mean, maybe you and I will care. There's a couple of people out there.
The thing is, I still think we've got a duty to expose these fucking scumbags, basically. Anyway, I don't
Right,
care whether enough
Yeah.
people care or not. I still
right,
fucking
right.
care.
Honestly, man, I feel as well. Like I feel the pendulum is swinging to add to Blue's statement. Like I feel like, yeah, maybe now
There's
it's
more
like a
people than you
little,
think care, man.
yeah,
And plus, it's everyone each to their own, and your opinion and your stance is totally valid to yourself. But me, I don't know. I find it too hard to keep quiet about fucking people that
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
nah, but
that's your, I just, you got to do what you feel is right. You know what I mean? It's not,
exactly, yeah,
I don't want to,
I think of it more as protecting people by warning them about the fucking
well, I mean,
people that.
I don't, judge whatever you do in any way. I'm just saying, that's just my path for this show,
Yeah, yeah,
and moving
absolutely.
forward. For everybody else, I mean, it's not up to me to judge what you do. You're a good person, I think. And that's enough. You know what I mean? And if you do something that's not good, it's not really my responsibility to. That's what I feel, to to punish you in any way. I used to feel
yeah,
different, but we can talk off air about why I feel different about that and what I've seen with my own eyes and things like that. But you know, yeah,
nah, yeah. It makes sense. I mean, like you definitely for sure have just like how we have the right to our way of viewing things. You have your
yeah,
own right
absolutely.
of
Yeah.
viewing things. So,
Well, you have to
um,
defend yourself too. Someone's
There's a lot of people in the community that this is going to sound harsh, but I put them on the level of like, I've, well, I don't want to say the words really on air, but like, them worst people in society, I put them on that level almost, and
yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
think twice about exposing them kinds of people, and
Right.
and so that's why I do it because I literally some of the worst people in the community I see on that level of, that category of person. Don't really want to mention for the YouTube or whatever, but that's probably what I'm talking about. I literally see him on that level of scumbaggery, that lowness, and so I just don't like it. I just don't like it, and fucking if I
Yeah.
see it,
No,
I
I hear
say
you.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta. It's just I'm just deciding in my life where I should draw the line with doing
No,
stuff.
that's absolutely cool, man. I know that prior to this, that
Well, because it
we have
depends on what
different.
level of things
But
too.
But
Like the thing.
I honestly don't mind that you talk about whatever you feel
Yeah.
comfortable. I'm not
Well,
trying to
the thing
get
yeah,
is,
man.
into.
Even just
I'm
your
not trying to
knowledge
get.
on cannabis, man. Like you've been
it
in the
all
game for a while.
well, it all goes
I'm,
to the level of what you know too. I know things that are so bad that if I do say some things about certain people, that harm could come to them. Harm could come to people in their lives
well,
that have
maybe they
nothing.
deserve it if they've done something so bad that people would
Right.
react in that way.
Right. I just don't. I just want to avoid any liability, basically.
Fine, man.
Also, on top of just my beliefs at the moment, things like that. If you're gonna do bad things, you're gonna pay. It's not really. I've done enough to make people uncomfortable when they do things. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure everybody most people in the cannabis industry know. But yeah, um, yeah, it's been around for a while. Yeah, I mean, is there anything else you guys want to talk about when it comes to genetics? I mean, it's representing, uh, Northeast and Quebec and A lot of
Yeah,
areas that people don't talk about. We've got a lot of heirlooms up here.
for
Strawberry
sure. You
fields, freezeland, M39.
yeah, so
Is M
that's
is M39 an Afghani?
It's NL5 Skunk One.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, but the M39 cutting is NL5 phenotype of that cross. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, it was up and down the East Coast forever. It got a good
Yeah.
and bad reputation. I mean, it was always sent down from Quebec, a little, they would keef it or come down wet or not perfect. I mean, it was coming down illegally.
Yeah, from Quebec to the East Coast is a long journey.
Yeah, well, yeah, Quebec up and down the East Coast, we were getting people were calling it beasters forever. My mentor, one of my best friends, the owner of Quebec Seed Bank, he started that cutting,
Hmm.
selling the M39 seeds after the C2C club shut down.
Yeah. And
So,
that's
he started that cutting, spread it around Quebec, and then it was up and down the East Coast forever. We
mhm.
were smoking that for a
So
long time, man.
for sure. No, yeah, I've heard NL5 is one of the most strains with the most names as well as Blockwork, all that other
Oh, for sure,
stuff
yeah,
like that, all those other names just
yeah,
from
I've
it.
grown Northern Lights 5 haze back in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
Yeah,
That huge yield too, big yield.
yeah. It was big
Yeah,
yielding, big flowers. Yeah,
definitely.
So
Good yield from both sides. You get the indica and the sativa, so you get that huge
you
potency
you do.
out of that. Yeah.
so is I don't know how Canada works are just American brain hitting right now. Is Quebec within BC or is it different places?
Quebec's on the east side, east coast,
The
just
the e-
just above Vermont.
okay. And is all of that within BC or is it there are different provinces?
BC's on the west coast.
Okay, BC's West Coast. Because yeah, I used to hear the term in at around like 2014 to like 2017-ish,
Yeah,
the term
I don't know how
BC
the
Beasters. I
right. I
don't
don't know how the Beaster's name got attached to the M39 on the east coast. It just was misinformation, I guess, that was spread around.
yeah.
They were calling the M39 that was grown, mass produced in Quebec, was for some reason called Beasters. I have no idea why.
Yeah, and I guess BC Beasters was a whole different term.
It was, yeah, that was like, I guess that came from, I hope I don't get this wrong, but I guess that came from people in Southern California. They would say by the time the BC bud got to them, it wasn't all the good stuff got picked out or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They started calling it Beasters or something. I guess
So
because,
I got a question. I just
I guess,
thought of Jerry.
yeah,
Like you seem quite similar to me in some ways. So I was going to ask you, have you got, if you wanted, so I mean, sometimes I don't feel, well, for many of them, I don't even feel like sharing about because it's almost personal to me, but I'm talking kind of esoteric experiences with the plant.
sure.
So I wondered if like you had any examples you could tell people. So I feel too many people are really disconnected from the plants in ways we might be more connected, and perhaps
Yeah,
they're not even
well,
aware of it and how it can be, and so they don't get themselves into even a position or a level to communicate in that way with them. Maybe if you see what I mean.
maybe we'll give a little teaser for another show or something because I've got some things I could, I know it's I don't want to sound boastful or anything, but I know I've had a lot of experiences in my life and I know a lot of things and yeah, I mean, the cannabis plant is sacred. We have a symbiotic relationship with it. And all plants, especially this plant, can read your intentions and will respond to those your intentions. And a little teaser, I guess, or maybe another show would be, a lot of people know about this now, but the Dogon tribe in Western Africa.
Oh shit.
Heard that story? The
Yeah.
how
I
the
know
word
it by
cannabis.
heart.
Yeah, that's where the word cannabis came from. It means
Oh,
two dog.
really?
Yeah, well, it means two dog. Canna canna means dog, and bis means two.
Okay.
So cannabis is the two dog plant, and they say apparently came from the planet Sirius. Is
Hmm.
where the cannabis plant the Dogon tribe says came from. They say the goddess of the planet Sirius brought the cannabis plant to Earth to bring peace. And this Dogon
Wow.
tribe they have information about the planet Sirius and its surrounding stars or moons or something that we could only prove present day with like modern day telescopes. So they have
Yeah,
information about these planets that you can't even see with the naked eye. Had
for
this
sure,
information
man.
for hundreds of years. So we'll give a little teaser maybe for another show. So cannabis means two dog. It's the two dog plant.
Okay.
God is God is dog backwards, right?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Right?
100%.
Yeah. Kind of open your mind up a little bit, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Nah, that's definitely, I feel like an episode on
Yeah.
that specifically would hit, man.
I could tell a whole story about that and what I've experienced, what I've seen, what I know to be true. And I don't want to get into it here, but I mean, how much time do we have?
I got all day, but it's on blue. I don't know what time it is for blue
Yeah,
right
No,
now.
yeah,
for sure we could make it for another episode, man. We
right.
could just
Yeah,
have this as an introduction.
sure, we'll do that. Yeah, just just lead people on a positive path, and um, just try to teach people to let things go. If somebody does you wrong, just kind of relax and let the world take care of it. Just what we're in the devil's realm. That's what we're in. And
True.
what that entity tries to get you to do is become a bad person. So you have to draw the line. How much do you stick up for yourself? How much do you
Fuck the devil, cunt. I'll do what
right?
I want.
It's about what I mean is about how much do you where do you draw the line? If somebody does you wrong, do you harm that person back? No, you
No,
don't.
no, I'm not out to harm anybody, but I'm
No,
definitely
I didn't.
out
No,
to
of
draw awareness to
course
people.
not.
Light to darkness. I don't give two fucks about the devil's realm.
No,
I'm about fucking, I've got God on my side. Don't give
right,
two
of course,
shits about the devil. All it's that worship him.
right, of course. Just from my own personal standpoint, um, yeah, it's just for me personally, it's just personal choices. Like what it's not really about what I think should happen to someone.
Nah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not advocating fucking death squad for these people. I'm just like drawing attention to the fact that they're usually a bunch of fucking lying scumbags in my own personal direct experience of them. But
Of course.
honestly, you don't need to say anything about anybody, man. You're at all. You don't
Yeah, I mean,
want
it's
to.
if people want to look into it, it's pretty obvious. I mean, who's an over the top celebrity type. They've got catchphrases and fucking cartoons and just they
Hmm.
I mean, it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's
Yeah. Nah, yeah, that's why like it's once you all it really takes is for someone to do like more than 5 seconds of research and like to not be a dick writer to start to
but that's
see
the thing.
some
Like
truth.
I said, hey, it's like
Yeah.
what if someone who's doing things like that has the best weed in the world? Do you not smoke it and grow it? Where do you draw the line?
Yeah. We'll
You know what I
see.
mean?
We'll
It's just
see if
where do
the
you
cannabis plant, if the two dog plant will let them grow the best
right?
weed in the world.
I mean, there's a famous breeder who's a known rat, and who's no, people claim that they care, but you know what? I mean, he's got the real sour, and everybody's going after it still, no matter what his reputation is, unfortunately. But um, no, I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
he's paid.
Loads of fucking breeders have been shown to be rats on paper. It's not
Yeah, yeah,
not nothing. It's not nothing specific to one individual for sure.
I just think from my own personal point of view, it's whatever you do personally is what your reality is going to be. I'm trying to stay away from, you
I'm not
know,
going out, I'm not even going out of my way, by the way, to start
okay,
looking into dirt on new people. I'm only fucking dealing with people I've personally had any
for
form
sure.
of contact with. I'm not even out. I can't be bothered to expose. As you
Hey, I've
say, there would be way
done
too
that.
much time in your life took up by it because there's so many of
Exactly.
them. But
Right.
all I'm about is just simply, um,
Like I've done
doing
it
my
many,
own
many, many
thing.
times. I've done
I'm
it
into
many
doing
times
my own
myself.
thing, and
Right.
you know, anybody who gets in my way, they're the people that I talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's I used to handle business most of the time myself, and I just, before doing the show, I just have to make sure that I'm, you know, uh,
It's
I
cool.
gotta
It's
be, I
cool.
gotta be,
The only
I gotta
reason
be
we're
careful.
talking about it is because prior to the show, um, we were talking about sort of like more exposing things, but
Well, like I said, it's like,
I honestly didn't mind when you came on then and said we want to go in a different direction. That's
of course.
absolutely fine.
Well, like I said,
You don't
it's all
even
about the,
need to reference it, bro. Honestly, it's cool.
well, it's all about the level of what you're talking about too. I mean, you're not talking about things that are going to bring harm to someone. The things that I can talk about are things that are going to, you know, it's not good. I mean, okay, so who are the Rothschilds? They've funded both sides of every war since Napoleon. How can you get any worse
Sheesh.
than that? They created Hitler.
Yeah.
He
I
was a
mean,
Rothschild.
they created him. Come on,
Yeah,
come on. How does he get money to go into World War II if Germany was broke? They proved that the the
he was a
Rockefeller
blood Rothschild as well, though. He was a
well,
blood Rothschild.
it's been proved that the Rockefellers and the Bush family funded Hitler. They created him. They found basically a crazy person in a fucking insane asylum that wrote a book.
No, that's not true, man. That's not entirely
Well, I
true.
mean,
He was a blood Rothschild. His father was the offspring of
I
uh,
didn't know that. But,
yeah,
well,
his mother worked his mother worked as a maid in Rothschild's mansion, and he knocked her
wow,
up.
huh,
And Hitler's a literal Rothschild. You can look
wow.
into that as a fact.
I didn't know that. From the evidence that I could see, it just seemed like there was a basically a fucking a crazy person. They get out of a fucking insane asylum. He wrote a book, and they said, "Oh yeah, here's our guy. Let's give him money. He'll definitely start a war." It's so if there's people that are funded by these people, it's not good. That's really bad. Um, so I know who's funded by these people. I know who works with them. I know who is related to them in this business. Um, should I talk about it? I don't know. Some it's all different situations too.
Yeah.
Some of these people are were born into it. Let's give one example. One person I know was born into it, and I think deep down inside he's a good person. He has a good family. Seems like his family's very nice, but it seems like he's involved in something that's out of his control. So do I bring that to light to the public and bring harm to this person? I probably shouldn't do that. There are some people that are willingly involved, um, but
Involved in what exactly?
they know what they're involved in. They're like, they know who's funding them. They know what they're involved in. They know what they're doing. They're actively, you know,
But
uh,
if someone's funding them, it must be with an intention, an outcome, a purpose, a goal. What's that?
right. I mean, I know one of the guys. He's basically, where do I go with this? You know, collecting genetics, basically, sending them back to labs that they own and
Yeah, yeah.
creating genetic stockpiles of
Hmm.
genetics so they can own everything. It's the number one cash crop, of course it's just,
I
Jodrey's got.
see.
I reckon Jodrey has to be working for them in that capacity. He's a definite plant. He's not.
yeah, I don't know him personally at all. Like I know nothing about him. I've only
Yeah.
seen, videos with him, a couple things, but I don't know anything about
His
him.
story don't add up whatsoever. And I've seen enough of his little signs he's done.
Right.
He's one of them.
Well, a lot of these people, I tell you what, if they're doing something bad, they're not going to escape punishment in this realm. I know that for a fact.
Simply.
But a lot of the things that I know, I don't want to name people specifically because they could be harmed. And like I said, there's a lot of different situations. Some people are involved, but unwillingly, but they're nice people, you know. Some people, like I said, are willingly involved and they're doing bad things. And I've witnessed them pay for it. And I've witnessed them, feel bad and turn a different leaf and start a different life. So if I was to expose that person, they wouldn't have the ability to do that possibly. Realize their own mistakes and take a different path in life. If I was to, expose them and something happened to them or they lost their business, it's just not my. It's not just like cutting.
I
It's
think
not.
that's fair enough, man. I think that's a fair enough perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
honestly.
It's not cut and dry. Like people aren't just like generally 100% evil and I should
I
expose
think
them.
it's only worthwhile exposing it if it can prevent harm to others, basically.
Right. Yeah. I don't think any. Yeah. If I still want harm to come to people, I think people will pay or benefit from your choices. And that's not my choice to make. So, I mean, right now there's people that are involved in that are using my genetics right now and promoting me, and it's like I can't stop them from doing it. It's like if they're promoting me and I'm gaining something from that, as long as I'm a good person and I'm doing the right things in life and I am doing good things, then you know, if it's something that I got involved in unknowingly, right, and I can't stop it now. What do? Just whatever. Just try to be a good person. Don't be involved in it, or separate yourself from it as much as you can. But it's everywhere in this business. So if you're talking to people in the cannabis business, there's a good chance that they're involved in something that's not so good.
No doubt.
So you just gotta make personal choices. I mean, you gotta make sure that you're just making the right choices about your own life, doing the right things in your own life. You can't make other people do the right things, and if they don't, it's not up to you to punish that person. They'll receive their punishment in this realm for sure. Yeah, I'm just kind of battling with that myself, like where the line has to be drawn. So
Yeah. Nah, yeah, that's solid.
yeah. But yeah, definitely get a good story for another show.
Yeah, man. I'm honestly I can't stop thinking about that now that you said it, bro.
Right. Yeah, I can tell you guys off air or something like that. You can let me know what you think
For
before we talk
sure.
about it in front of a lot of people. But yeah, yeah, I guess that's about it. I mean,
Do you want to give us your Instagram for people listening, bro? Anyway,
yeah, it's Strawberry Jerry 802 or 802 as we say in Vermont, 802.0 Strawberry Jerry 802.0. I keep losing my Instagram, of course. I think I've lost it 9 times now, so I'd probably be up to like about 10,000 followers by now. But I think my new account, I have to just start a new account, so it's like at like a couple hundred followers right now. So that's me. If you're looking for me, it's the new account.
Got a website at all or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a website up soon. I just just kind of working on that. Yeah, we'll have something up soon. We'll put it up on the Instagram and maybe you can share that for me or something.
Sure, no problem, man. Well, thanks for coming on, bro. We'll end it there for today. and look forward to you coming on again.
For sure, man. I hope I was interesting enough.
Yeah,
Oh
thank
yeah,
you.
man.
You guys can
Thanks for
scrap. You
coming.
guys can scrap it if you
And,
want to. You know.
Fuck no, man.
okay, thanks for listening, and catch you on the next episode.